What's going on, guys? We are back with another trade recap. It is Monday. Um, I'm blanking. January 5th. Sorry. I took a little bit too many trades that I probably should have taken. I took three trades. I took a small win on one, loss on the second, break even on the third. Let's go over what we saw going into the day. So, just first off, my bias in general was just overall bearish. We do on the 4 hour here. On the left, I have NASDAQ. On the right, I have ES just to correlate. NASDAQ is inside of this 4 hour gap still right now. I mean, we're pushing out of it, but we might react down. Who knows? Below us, we also had Asia lows, London lows, which are relative equal lows. One of the main reasons why I was also so bearish is because on ES, Asia and London are both equal lows. We also had midnight open below us. So, just in general, off that alone, I'm already bearish. Going into market open, let me replay this. We did have some SMTs at the high, so we opened up. Let me go back to the 1 minute over here. Perfect. So in general, today we were just kind of riddled with some chop and some SMTs at the lows and the highs. I still did take a short here because what did I see? We already came up. We made an SMT at this high. We're inside of a 4 hour gap, so I'll remark that out. 4 hour. We're inside of this 4 hour gap here. Oh, I got rid of my replay. Perfect. Perfect. So we trade up into the 4 hour. We reject off of it down. We create an SMT at this high with a higher time frame. There's a 5 minute gap here. We trade up into the 5 minute gap. And then we also create an SMT with these highs. So not only do we have a higher time frame SMT to the left of us over here, we also created another SMT right here with a 30-second inverse. So right after the 30-second inverse, we had this wick is what I entered on. Up here, let me see. I can hold on. I might be able to pull it up so you can see my execution on Trade-Evade. Here you go. You can see the 30-second gap right here. We inverse that. If I try to zoom in, Trade-Evade is fucking weird. You can't really see it well, but 30-second gap here. We inversed it. I entered right there. I entered with one mini per account. I'm trading on two accounts right now. Take profit at this low. Eventually, of course, I wanted to see out these London lows and Asia lows, midnight open. Maybe hold it down to here. However, since I'm on the eval still with one mini, this would have been $1,500. So I just put my TP there. Was like, we'll go down. It's fine. So we start to reject down, blah, blah, blah. After we make an SMT, because ES does take out these lows right here. NASDAQ does not. I did move my stop to break even. The only thing I would really change about this trade is I probably would have just closed out after the SMT. I mean, especially since it's Monday, these stops are kind of far. There's no real big reason for me to hold all the way down here other than trying to get that amount of profit, those winning days. So I did move my stop to break even though. I think I moved my stop actually right here. Stop right here, and then we reject up here just because I wanted to secure some profits. And then I got stopped out right there, which ended up getting me, if I go to performance center, this was the first one, 265. So made 265 on that. Just got stopped out at this high just to secure some profits. Cool. Then we keep going. We also here, another reason why I took this trade is because we had an open high. So If I select, bring this back here, you can see that this PO3 is the higher time frame, the 15-minute candle. So boom. So we open up, we make a high, then we reject down to make the wick. So I wanted us to push lower like that. But anyways, on to the next one. The next trade I took, this was kind of easily avoidable, I would say. I'm not really mad at all about this trade. Honestly, if this trade shows up again, I might take it again. But there's no real higher time frame PD array here. To the left, we already inversed this 5-minute. So it's kind of like there's not really a big reason for us to go down anymore, especially since we're not in a really ideal area to come down here. If we're going to keep rejecting higher, we inverse this 5-minute. Yes, oh, I keep moving these. It looks like 10 a.m. did open here. So 10 a.m. opened down here. We opened high. So I kind of wanted the same kind of PO3 open high low close. But at this point, it's already 10:10. We did inverse this 1-minute gap right here that we created. We create a 1-minute gap here. And then we inverse it next candle. I enter. Same kind of idea. Stop at the low. I risk 500 with the 1 mini here. But we still had SMTs at the, we also created SMT at this high right here too. And that was really all it is. I mean, the thing is there's no high time frame PD array. In fact, we actually just inversed a 5-minute to the top. So it's like, I should make sure that we're actually reacting off some sort of level instead of just pushing higher slowly and then making an SMT. It was this low resistance liquidity, even though there was SMTs down here, there was a bunch of low resistance liquidity here. And we also just inversed this gap with the SMT, so I just punched it in again. We pretty much just we chopped around a little bit, and then we stopped me out right here. Let me see if there was any like... No, there wasn't really any SMTs at the lows or anything like that. It was really just that there's nothing we're reacting off of here. We're just pushing up, and then we just created another SMT and inverse, and I entered. So this trade, I would like to delete out of my trading. I probably wouldn't want to take this again on second thought. Then moving over towards my last trade. This time we had pushed up. Nasdaq took out this 930 highs here. Let me mark them out. Nasdaq had taken out these 930 highs right here, while ES took out these higher time frame highs to the left of us, creating a high time frame SMT. Then we have a 3-minute gap I think I entered on. Yep, so there's a 3-minute gap here. We push once, tap into it, second candle inverses it, entry here. Stop at these lows. I wanted to let it go. It looked like we were pretty much trending down, so I was like, all right, let's get in here. I didn't really have to take this one. I also said while I was in, I was thinking like, I don't really know. Like, I want to kind of cut down my trades after taking 2 trades already. I really shouldn't have really taken another one. There wasn't really a big reason to. It wasn't like we started reacting crazy or anything. We did come up, take out this liquidity, react down. We started inversing gaps, but I wanted to take the highest time frame one just because I was going to enter off of this 1 minute here if we had closed like somewhere here, because for most of the minute we were up here, and then we kind of just shit the bed at the last second. But if we had inverse somewhere up here, I was going to put my break even at the 3-minute, and then I would have been completely safe. It would have been a nice trade, like kind of risk free, because if we're going to come even up here at all after taking out this liquidity, then we would probably be more bullish. Anyways, we did close all the way down here, so I wasn't going to enter here, and then as soon as we tapped in the 3-minute, take break even, because I knew I would get stopped out. So I just waited for the 3 minutes to close, see if we got the inversion there. We did. Entry, stop at the high. I scaled back on this one so that I wasn't nervous at all. So I think I only risked 300. I'm pretty sure I had, let me see. Did I use 5 micros, right? Quantity, MNQ. 4. That's weird. Oh, no, 5. They just got filled at different prices. 5 MNQs. So that's, let me see. Yeah, 340. So 340 I risked right here. We chop around, we chop around. We create an SMT at the high here. So I'm like, all right, I'll stay in this a little longer. Then once we take out this low, remain the SMT, I'm like, all right, if we're just going to chop around here, it's about to be 11 a.m. anyway. I might as well just close this out or like, be break even. So I just put it break even and then let it be done. Because this was really only like $60, $70, maybe like $80. So it's just like, there wasn't really that big of a reason to close it out there, especially if I'm really looking for us to come down here. But yeah, I'd say the main learning points is just kind of third trade, not really necessary. Second trade, there was no PD array that we're reacting off of or no like real area. Also, for this first trade I really like though, especially since we're in OTE here. On the first trade, we respect the OTE of this range. And also, on the higher time frame, if I zoom out to the 4 hour, before this 4 hour candle had printed, we were also respecting OTE of this higher time frame range. Fuck. Hold on. Let me see if I can delete this. Perfect. Yeah. So we had came into this 0.705 to 0.618. Came into OTE on the higher time frame. Made an SMT with the higher time frame while we're holding that 4 hour gap. So I liked it. The second trade, I think the main thing, it was the PO3 that got me. It was because we respected the 4 hour at the 10 a.m. close, and then here we had opened this 10 a.m. right here, pushed up. So we already respected the 4 hour when the 10 a.m. closed. We pushed up, and then we started to react down right here, and I just took it. But there wasn't any gap or liquidity that we actually took here. Anyways, not a bad day overall. Total P&L today would be minus 229 on 2 accounts. So 400 something, maybe 500. Not bad. Honestly, not bad. I'm chilling. I wanted to scale my risk, just kind of focus on the trades. It's not a bad trading day at all, especially for a Monday. So, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. See ya.